guys, hello everybody, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Excuse my hoarse voice. I started getting a sore throat yesterday morning. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 8:10 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Monday the 11th of July.
And Alexa, the temperature?
At the moment, it's 14 degrees Celsius. Today, you can expect a high of 28 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
What do you call a camel with 3 humps? Humphrey.
Humphrey. Right guys, the reason I didn't upload any videos at all yesterday is because I was out from around 9:30 till late in the evening, and I got up at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning to go out to the seaside. I was very privileged for someone to ask me at 7 in the morning yesterday, would I like to go to the seaside? So I jumped at the chance. Anything to get away from here, I thought it would be 10 times better. As you know, I've been writing a diary since 2006. This is my diary that I keep about what goes on, and I shall be writing what happened up yesterday as well. Some of it was very nice, some of it was very unpleasant, but then that's what life is all about. Going through the good and bad times and seeing things you haven't done and experienced before is a learning curve as well. Right, so I got up at 7 o'clock yesterday morning after taking a WhatsApp audio call from my son, who asked me if I would like to go to the seaside with him. Whereupon I was still in bed. I shot up out of bed. I was feeling very, very, very tired. And I got up and straight away put my clothes on, etc., made coffee, had a banana, and took Max out for a walk. This is Max, my Chihuahua, for anybody that doesn't know. That's my dog, Max. Right? It's lovely, but can be hard work. He always wants to be. I've also got very sore legs where I've been out in the sun, so I don't want him to make my legs that much sore than they already are. So I took Max out for a walk in the morning at 7 a.m, just gone thereabouts on a Sunday. It's fairly quiet, but there were people about. There was a coloured, freckled, a dark-skinned coloured lady with freckles, a bit larger than Meghan Markle, but she had freckles like Meghan Markle. So most mornings there were 2 ladies, one dark skinned with freckles with another one, walking 2 black dogs on the field. And they're very polite, they're very nice. If their dogs wander off, they apologise and they put them on the lead. So I passed those 2 ladies yesterday morning, carried on around the fields, and there was other dog walkers, but not so many. And I walked home, and my son was waiting for me at the top of the road by his car, and I had Max, and I said, I'm just going to take the dog back home, and my son stayed at the top of the road. I took Max back into the flat, and then I started to get a bag ready to go to the seaside, which had a towel in it, a couple of bottles of water. I myself had no money on me, nothing, no money. And I'll be quite honest with you, when I go up to my mum's, she gives me some money and she helps pay for the cats, the dog food and the cat litter. And I hadn't been going up to my mum's for almost 2 weeks now, and I had no money, nothing. So I did say that to my son before I left. I said, I've got absolutely no money at all. Not because he takes money off me, I was just being honest. To go to the seaside, you need quite a bit of money. I mean, I know you sunbathe and you go in the sea, but you need money to buy things, and I had none. And that can make you feel miserable as well. When you've got no money to buy anything and everyone's buying things, it makes you feel a bit, you know, iffy. So my son first said, would you like to go to Seaford? Now, I've been to Seaford before, some years back, when I was living with my parents at Victoria Road. Seaford, Lewes, a place called Lewes, where I was put in a women's refuge in Lewes. So he then said, let's go to Camber Sands. Now, I don't remember at all going to Camber Sands as a little girl or as an adult. So I said, yes, let's go to Camber Sands then, which is about a 1.5 hours drive away from Rochester. My son had his sat-nav on his phone, and, you know, it was a fairly, you know, nice place, nice area, nice journey. Because I've been to near Broadstairs before with my son, and we've been to Stone Bay, and here's my mum.
Hello?
Hello, Mum, I'm still here. You've missed it, have you?
I have. Now, would you like to come today?
I'm going to say yes, but before you book the taxi, I would ring about 11 o'clock, Mum.
Is that alright then?
Yeah, if you ring me back
What do I ring you back about 11?
to see if, to see if I,
To see actually if you do want to come up, yeah?
yes, because I had a pretty exhausting day yesterday, okay, so,
I can understand. Now, I do know when your voicemail is short, I know there's other things happen. I don't hesitate to say, so don't worry. Now, what you really need is that you won't do it today or do it yet.
yes,
I'll ring you at 11 and you'll tell me then, yes?
that's right, Mum.
And then after I've spoken to you and you want to leave the conversation, you tell me when you want the taxi booked.
Yes, Mum.
Okay. Now, I've got you 2 lots of cat litter and I've got the small ones where they're not too heavy for you to lift.
That's great.
And you've got your cat food and you've got your dog food.
Okay, Mum.
Alright then?
Yes.
Okay, so we leave it. I'll phone you later. Now, what do I do if your voicemail box is full? Do I take it that you can't come up?
No, if I don't answer, book the taxi for 11:30.
Yeah, but I want to know for sure. I'd like to speak to you.
Well, I should answer the phone, Mum, but if I don't, I would book the taxi because that means my phone's like gone down or something.
So you want me to ring it? How do I know whether you're coming up or you're not then?
All right, just ring at 11, Mum.
Ring it. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
And I'll ring you at 11, okay?
Okay, Mum.
I won't ask you now to tell me when to get up to come up, alright?
Okay, Mum.
About everything, we'll have something to talk about, won't we?
Well, it's not...
I know it won't be good, but
Actually,
if I can help, I will, alright?
all right, Mum, but it was not that bad, actually.
No, that's good then. And how are you in yourself?
I'm a bit sunburnt, but I'm fine.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You've got the sun, you've got your vitamin D. Well, that's good then.
Okay,
I
Mum.
hope you're not too burnt or whatever.
No, I enjoyed myself. All right, Mum.
Other than that, I suggest if you don't come up, if you don't mind me saying,
Yes,
if you don't come up today, could I expect you up on Friday?
we'll have to
That
look
give
at
you a whole week.
a whole week. I just ring me back at 11, Mum, and we'll go from there.
Okay, then, Jeanette. Bye for now. Lovely to speak to you. Now, you take care, you know?
Thank you, Mum.
All right, I'll ring you at 11. Bye.
Bye. That's my mum, Jennifer, ringing me from Durrell Gardens in Chatham. Estra, Crystal as most people know me, living in Corey's Road, Rochester. Right, where was I? I've got distracted. So my son drove me to Canvas Sands, and there's several car parks, and we parked in car park which I call C. And there's some toilets. I didn't realise there was two sets of toilets, one at that end, one at this end. So my son told me that the toilets were over there, because I always am bursting for the toilet when I go on a long journey. I think anybody is really. Went into the toilets and I started to feel sick. Ladies' toilets, female toilets, they were absolutely disgusting. They were shitty. There was toilet paper. Bear in mind, this was about, oh, I'm sorry, I think it must have been about 10:30 in the morning. I can't remember specifically. And obviously you've got holiday makers. There was a lot of French people there, a lot of foreign people. And the toilets, the women's toilets, were absolutely disgusting. I have never seen anything so vile, disgusting in my life. Women's toilets. The walls were smeared with shit. The toilets, all of them, were blocked up with toilet paper with shit. They had been flushed. There was shit on the floor with toilet paper on it. Women's female toilets. And in my opinion, they should have been closed and shut down for hygiene and health hazard reasons. I had to go to the toilet without sitting on the toilet seat. I am a woman, so I had to sit down without putting my bottom on the toilet seat. Piss standing up like a fella, but sat down because I'm a woman, because I didn't want to catch shitty germs off the toilet seat. That put me in a foul mood. That is what put me in a mood. It upset me that women smeared shit on the toilet walls. Women's toilets were absolutely vile and disgusting and a health hazard. That was the C car park. Not D, E or F or A or B, number C. Absolutely should have been shut down for health hygiene reasons. Vile. Now that put me in a mood. My son needed to go off and buy an umbrella, a parasol, because he said he'd forgotten his suntan lotion and he needed a parasol, and the parasols cost £25. As you know, I didn't have any money. I just tried to go to the toilet. It wasn't a pleasant experience. I felt dirty and upset. There was a long queue for my son to buy this parasol, and the foreign people were pushing into me, shoving me, laughing. There was items being knocked onto the floor. Sand buckets they were shoving and pushing me out the way, kids as well, and items were being pushed onto the floor so people could pick them up onto the floor and pinch them. There was no queue forming, people just shoved, and I don't like that. I like animals in a zoo. Just doing what they like. No security, no proper queues, so things were being flung on the floor, and it was quite alarming. Now, when you go to Canvas Sands, the way to get onto the beach from Car Park C is a big incline, and I get out of breath. I've got asthma, so I thought I was going to pass out walking up to the beach. It's like walking up a hill full of sand. And I wasn't the only one struggling. A lot of larger people were struggling to breathe, getting to the top. I nearly almost collapsed. I was so out of breath. Now, it wasn't Jennifer, my mother. who's got a really bad breathing problem. She wouldn't have been even able to take 2 or 3 steps up that hill. I managed to get up there because I persevered, and I took the bottle of water out of my bag and I kept drinking sips of it. So it's very, very hot, extremely hot. A lot of people were struggling to get up that hill. It wasn't only me. But when a younger person is younger than you and they walk further in front, you know, you run. I was trying to run to keep up. I nearly almost fainted and collapsed in the heat. Now I calmed down afterwards when I got to the top and I rested. And then it was a downhill, but you went downhill. But I have a social phobia. I don't like being in crowds and crowds of people. It was absolutely packed. So not only was I suffering from breathing difficulty, I was overwhelmed by all the people and the French. They were talking French near my ears. Oh, in my ear. Foreign language. Everybody around me was foreign, like French. I was getting a load of French language in my ears. I was in a place I didn't know where I was. And if I'd have got lost, I had no money. All I had was my door key. My battery was going dead on my phone. I had my door key and I didn't have any money on me. So if I'd have lost my son in the crowd, like the other day when I walked home, when I couldn't find him when I went to the toilet, I would have been lost in Canberra Sands with no form of way to get home. I didn't know where the police station was. I didn't know anything. I'd never been there before. So in fact, it was a scary experience to start with, because if you don't know, if you haven't been to a place before and you get lost, how the hell do you get home? So after I got over all these people speaking a foreign language, being out of breath, we found somewhere to sit down by the beach, and the sea was going out. It wasn't coming in, it was going out, which was unfortunate because, you know, when you go to the seaside, you want to go into the sea, and it was going out. The sun was extremely hot, but I had bottles of water on me, and it just seemed again like everybody was eating in front of me, stuffing their face full of ready salted Walker's crisps, cakes, biscuits, just eating in front of me. I had no money on me. I couldn't go off and get it. I had to rely on my son to get me something to eat, which really wasn't fair, but he didn't mind. He said, that's fine, that's okay. But I don't like relying on somebody else. I like to be my own person. Right, I'm going to do a second video in a moment. I've also got lots of photos and small videos to share.